different from it. So, well, I hope your groups had productive discussions. I think these are hard conversations to have. It can be uncomfortable because we do, even though we're all in this class, we don't necessarily know where everybody stands. So I just appreciate that. This is going to be a class where there's some hard discussions, but I think that we will all learn and grow as we're able to take information in. Any follow-ups, Cornelius and Mignon?
How'd you know I wanted to speak?
I was like, it's probably because for me. So
I didn't want to ignore what happened in your groups.
Well, I was just going to say that the at the end of our session, one of the things that I said, because I felt, along with another gentleman in our group, that is very disheartening, right? It's very disheartening and dejecting, kind of where we are, and for me too, to know that also 74 million people, 74 million people, well, what am I looking for? Supported this behavior, right? By your votes, because you either condemn or condone by how we vote. And so the fact that put Joe Biden to the side, that Donald Trump would have received the most votes of any presidential candidate in the United States history besides Biden, that concerns me, right? Because again, we either condone or condemn through our votes, right? And so one of the things I was saying is that, we cannot control, even though this is disheartening, we can't control maybe what other people do, but we can control what we do. I can control what I do personally. I can control what I do in my household, and I can control what I do in my community, right? And so one of the things that I would encourage you to do, Matthew, is continue to just plant seeds, right? Because people are going to believe what they're going to want to believe. People are going to make their own decisions and do what they want to do. But I can plant friendly seeds, right? And I know I have a very good friend who politically, when we first became friends, we were on the opposite ends, but through a lot of heartfelt discussions, both him and I have shifted and changed and adjusted. But, but it started with just planting those seeds. So, but I would not get into an argument or debate with anybody, because the reality is some people are so steeped into their ideology, you're not going to change anybody's mind. The Bible says, do not throw pearls at pigs, right? Not calling them a pig, but the point is that, if there's a pig in a pig pen and you throwing them pearls, you're wasting the pearls, right? So, don't waste your time and energy. If there's a situation that is not going to change, but at the same time, stand up for what is right, and also, give those friendly seeds, plant those friendly seeds.
Thank you, Cornelius. How about you, Mignon?
Oh, man, Cornelius, I don't know, you're kind of a hard act to follow. Okay. Our group was awesome. I just felt like, just some things I pulled from there. Like we talked about, like, just feeling like some of us got that feeling of like, we thought we were starting to do a little bit better. And then the kind of a feeling of lost hope a little bit, but we don't want to be in lost hope, but it kind of made us feel that way that day. A lot of anger, hurt, feeling like a lot of people have been feeling we were kind of talking about like, geez, there's a lot of people that had some undercover thoughts, and now it's okay for them to put it out there, and it was just, that's really scary. So we were kind of talking about that. I shared kind of how it impacted me, and how hurtful it was for me and scary for me. And I shared that I know someone who has a flag, a Black Lives Matter flag outside of their home and was targeted, and how scary that was for that person. And, you know, I'm just thinking about if it was me. So yeah, we had some really great discussions. It was really great to hear everybody. And, you know, I think the thing that was hard is talking to kids about it. A lot of us kind of were struggling, even myself, with talking to my own child about it, you know, just finding the right words and helping them to understand it. They're little kids. And so, yeah. Did I miss anything, guys?
One of the biggest things that I was saying, that I think we all agreed on, is that it's really hard to talk about something when you're still trying to make sense of it yourself, especially to a young child. And that's where I've been at, for sure, like still making sense of it. My children are teenagers, so we can make sense of it together. And I would say we talked about this in our group too, that if your kids are little and that they haven't observed anything, if the news hasn't been on or they haven't been hearing it, if they're 5 and under, it would be okay to just kind of leave it be with them with this particular subject, because it's I don't know, obviously if it starts to, if something happens in your neighborhood, or there might be more need at some point to talk about it. This particular situation, obviously there's going to be situations of racism that we'd want to bring up with younger kiddos. But for example, like my preschool students, now granted, I guess I did see them Thursday last week. None of my students brought it up on Thursday, and none of them brought it up today. They're 3, 4, and 5. And so I wasn't surprised by that at all. I would have been ready to talk to them about it if they did, but I probably wouldn't have brought it up as a whole class. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because we have another activity that I want to make sure we do get to.
Good, quick question, Jenny.
Yes, yeah, please do.
So regarding talking to kids about that, so I have a 5-year-old who is like a little beyond his years in terms of like being cognizant of what's going on in the world. And so he saw, on TV something and asked about it. And, we kind of gave him like a little explanation. One thing I read about in talking to like younger children is to make sure they have that sense of safety and security, and like that, everything is okay and whatnot. But it feels so like not genuine, right, to say that when that's not really what's going on in the world. So I guess, do you have any advice for how to address that? I mean, I know that's what I need to provide him, but it also feels like I'm lying to him, like one question he asked was like, well, the police always win, right? Like the bad guys don't win. And it's like, well, obviously I'm not going to say that's not true, but I don't know. Like I want to be honest, but I know he's too young to, get the full story.
Right. I think being able to share with him that there's a lot of people that are working to make this better right now, because that is truth. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, though, and I totally can appreciate you not wanting to be dishonest with him. So I think keeping it simple. With there are a lot of people working to make this better, and you're safe with us. You're safe, and he is right now. And so I think stick with what feels comfortable within what's true, right? Because those are two things that are true. Does anybody else have any additions that they'd want to say to that?
I'm not sure. This is kind of like what I say to my daughter, but my daughter's 9. So, but I do tell her, I'm like, not everybody is a good person in the world. There are people that, mean well, and there are people that some people actually do mean to do good things, and there are some people that actually mean to do bad things. And I think it gets tough with police officers because you don't want your children to be fearful of them. But I think, like, for me, and for, my daughter is Black, so I need her to understand that sometimes they're not always good people, and that they're people at the end of the day, right? I mean, they wear a badge and they're supposed to do these things, but they're not. There are some people that just aren't good. But I know that's hard with little kids and helping them understand. So maybe my comment isn't really helpful, but I think just explaining that maybe that there are good people and that sometimes there are bad people. And yeah, I don't know.
And to piggyback off of that Mignon, with littles like 7 and under, then saying to them, and that's like, I'm here to help kind of figure
Right.
out who those people are for you. Because
Exactly.
when you think about when they're under, well, actually 8 and under, somebody is always with them. There's either, you as the caregiver or a teacher or a babysitter or aunt or uncle. And so I think that, if you choose to kind of go that route, like, not everybody is a safe person, and I'm here to help you figure that out,
Right.
and help you don't have to figure out who's the safe person and who's not.
Yep.
I'm here to help you figure that out. I also think it's important, though, for kids to, if something doesn't feel right to them, I mean, even like little 3-year-old, something just might not feel right to them, and to try and listen to that.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out why that might be, whether it's because they're with somebody that's unsafe or because it's just an unfamiliar situation. But yeah, I don't know. Does that help?
Yeah, no, that was helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally hear you on that, because there's been a lot of situations I've felt like that with my own kiddos, and I even when I mean, this is kind of a leap, but thinking of kids when they've had a parent or sibling that has cancer or is very ill, like, you want to tell them everything's going to be okay, but it might not be. And so just, there's so many people working to help make mommy better, or help, and we don't know if mommy will be okay, but right now there's a lot of people working to make that happen. So that's kind of where that one took me.